Early last week, there was a Russian telecom satellite owned by the company Dozor Teleport um, that was hacked by hackers who claimed to be affiliated with the private military corporation PMC Wagner um, in an attack that's connected with what's going on in Ukraine currently, the conflict there between Ukraine and Russia. This attack is kind of similar in nature to an earlier attack on Viasat, and really this and all the other attacks on satellite telecom providers in recent months really illustrate the you know need for services and service providers to practice, good cybersecurity practices, whether that being building in good cybersecurity practices when they build the satellites, since space is a domain where you can't really turn it off and back on in the most literal of senses. As well as as they're being operated, need to have good cyber hygiene practices for those people on the ground so they don't become susceptible to some sort of attack where there's some social engineering going on or something like that. And it really also illustrates the kind of scariness of relying on satellite telecommunications providers with critical infrastructure like satellite internet services becoming more and more popular. I fear we're going to see more attacks like this where someone is intending to cause harm to one specific user demographic, but in the long run could be detrimental to hundreds of thousands of people who are inadvertently losing their critical access to telecommunications. Like in this attack, for instance, while it was intended to be connected to that ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia, it affected millions of people across Europe by losing service for a number of hours, and that's something that's really kind of frightening, and we really need to think about, and it really illustrates why we need to have good cybersecurity practices on these space systems and our space-based telecommunications networks.